Welcome to Football with Cheese. So in this video, we're going to go over the Denver Broncos offseason. We're going to do all 32 teams. I was going to start with the AFC North, and I was doing notes. I did the Ravens, and I started doing the Steelers and realized we don't know what's going to happen with their quarterback situation. Will they sign Aaron Rodgers? And the Bengals, same thing. I don't know if Trey Hendrickson's going to be there, if he's going to report to camp. So we're going to wait and do the AFC North later. So we're going to start with the West and start with the Broncos. So if you're not subscribed, please do so now and hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. If you are a Broncos fan watching this, make sure you follow David Talks Broncos, his YouTube channel. I will link it in the description. It's great in-depth content for anyone who loves the Broncos. So Denver was 10-7 last year. That was good for third in the AFC West, but they did make the playoffs. They were the 7th seed. And because they were the 7th seed, they had to go to Buffalo in the wild card round. Going into wild card weekend, I was watching a lot of TV, a lot of NFL Network, and there's always one upset that first weekend, at least one. And a lot of people, a lot of the experts were picking the Broncos to go into Buffalo and win, which was insane. Buffalo was so good. They still are. So nothing against Denver. Denver had a good team, but I did not buy that. I actually predict that one right. I think it went 5-8 against the spread in the playoffs, although I went 10-1 and 11-1 for college. Just saying. But I got that one correct. Buffalo, very good team. It was a real tough matchup for Denver. Denver was not expected to make the playoffs. Let's be honest. Their defense was very good. Better than expected. May have overachieved a little bit based on their talent. I would not have been surprised if they won 7-8 games and then this coming year is when they made the playoffs. That's probably what most people expected. But they had a great year. Sean Payton's a heck of a coach, one of the best in the NFL. And they made the playoffs. And they only have to play a third-place schedule despite making the playoffs. So that is very helpful. In free agency, they added 2 big additions. One was Dre Greenlaw, linebacker with the 49ers, and Talanoa Hufanga, a safety, also with the 49ers. So I get why they signed these guys. They upgrade the talent of the defense at both positions. It is a little questionable, though, because both of them haven't had their best year for 3 years. Hufanga, I hope I said that right, and Greenlaw both had their best years in 2022. They were both solid in 2023 as well, just not as good. Hufanga tore his ACL in 2023 and tore his wrist ligament last year. And Dre Greenlaw had an Achilles tear in the playoffs last year. He only played 2 games. So they signed 2 players at positions of need, but they are injury risks. Hufanga had a big market. A lot of teams were interested in him. The 49ers really wanted Greenlaw back. So the Broncos obviously outbid them. If those guys stay healthy, then the defense will be one of the best in the league. It already is. So we'll see how that goes. They also signed Evan Ingram, 2 years, $23 million, 16.5 guaranteed to play tight end. They really needed a tight end. Once again, another upgrade. He also has an injury history. Obviously, the Broncos are taking risks. They're like, I don't care if they've been injured in the past. We're going to keep him healthy, I guess. So they have upgraded their roster. In the draft, they took Jahdae Barron in the first round, cornerback Texas. He was not expected to fall to 20th overall. I think the Broncos would have traded back if he had not been there. There were rumors they wanted to trade up for Ashton Jeanty. They had to go up to 5. That's just really hard to do. The Broncos just did not have the draft capital to do that unless they want to give up multiple future picks, including probably next year's first rounder and then some more. Probably not willing to do that, especially for a running back. Even though he's a special running back, that's a lot. There's also a rumor they wanted to move up for one of those tight ends. Obviously, it didn't happen. And if they had moved back, like later in the first round, trust me, there were teams trying to move up in the 20s. We saw that. If they had moved back, the rumor was they were going to target Travion Henderson late first round, the running back from Ohio State. But since Jahdae Barron was there, they had to make that pick. I had Barron 15th on the board. They got him at 20. If he didn't have really short arms and he wasn't undersized, he would have probably been 9th or 10th on my board. He's that good a cornerback. And it just adds to already a good cornerback room. Now it's a great cornerback room. But the rookie who will make the biggest impact will be R.J. Harvey, who we got in the second round from Central Florida. I thought he should have gone about a round later, but they did need a running back, and he is a really good fit. He ran a 4.4 40. He is 24 years old, so he's probably a one-contract player. And like I said, he does fit the offense. It's just a surprise. I had some running backs that were better on my board, but they weren't as fast as Harvey. So I think Sean Payton wants to use him as a receiving back with speed. Like, get him one-on-one on some linebackers, and he'll beat him down the field with speed. So they also took Pat Bryant, wide receiver from Illinois, in the third round. I also thought he should have gone a round later, but obviously it's the style of wide receiver the Broncos like. Courtland Sutton's a similar type of receiver. Undrafted free agent that they signed that could turn into a starter is Clay Webb from Jacksonville State. He's a guard. I saw a lot of people thinking he'd go 4th or 5th round and that he could develop into a starter. He's a small school guy. So I was surprised he wasn't drafted. There were about 40 or 50 guys that I was surprised weren't drafted. Last year it was like 10 or 15. That just shows you the depth of this draft. And Webb, to me, could develop into a starting guard or maybe even center down the line. So that was a really good get for the Broncos, undrafted. They're important players. Obviously, Bo Nix, the quarterback, he did much better than anyone thought. I don't think he's got that upside to be like an elite quarterback. He was the 6th quarterback taken in a great class last year. But Sean Payton did such a good job with Nix. Nix has a very high floor. He's going to be good. I don't think he'll ever be great. There's a possibility he regresses a little. It's happened a lot to some recent quarterbacks that had good rookie years, including C.J. Stroud last year. Jordan Love, his second year, regressed a little. Teams get a whole year of film on you. They have 18 games on Bo Nix, and they can scheme against what he does well. We'll see what happens. One of their best players that no one talks about is Quinn Miners. He's their right guard. He was a 3rd-round pick 4 years ago out of Wisconsin Whitewater. Because he was a small school guy, he fell to the 3rd round. He probably should have gone 2nd round anyway. I remember when he came out because I really wanted the Packers to draft him because he went to college in Wisconsin. And there were rumors that he could potentially play center. Broncos play him at right guard. He is one of the best guards in the NFL. He is an absolute dog. He had sloppy technique when he came out, but that's fixable. Technique is fixable, and the Broncos fixed it, and he's just an elite player at the position. And obviously you have to mention Patrick Surtain. He's the Defensive Player of the Year, one of the best corners in the game. He's a true shutdown corner, just an outstanding player. Biggest question for the Broncos, will they extend Courtland Sutton? Because they did not draft a receiver until the 3rd round, Courtland Sutton has some leverage. If Sutton leaves in free agency, if they don't re-sign him, then they're in a rough spot at wide receiver, and receivers are getting paid. So it might be a tough extension. He's going to want probably more than T. Higgins got at almost $30 million a year. He's going to want more than that. I think the Broncos want to get it done. The question is, will they get it done? And will they pay him more than $30 million a year? We'll see. There was a rumor they were interested in Cooper Kupp. I don't know how serious that was. He would be such a perfect fit in Sean Payton's offense. Kind of wanted to see that, but he ended up in Seattle. And then breakout player, Marvin Mims, it's time. This is your 3rd year. You are a stud at Oklahoma, late 2nd round pick. Mims is already a great return man. He's got the speed. He's the ideal slot wide receiver. He had 39 catches last year. He needs to double that. He needs to be 80 catches, 11, 12 touchdowns. It's time for Mims. The fact they did not draft like Matthew Golden in the 1st round or Jalen Noel in the 2nd round tells me they want to give Mims another shot. He has not lived up to the 2nd round billing so far, but this is the year for him. It's your 3rd year. So that's my breakout player for the Broncos. So comment down below. What do you think the Broncos' record would be? Do you think they have a chance to win the division? Obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs are still very good. They have Patrick Mahomes. The Raiders might be the most improved team in the NFL. Chargers still should be very good. So it's a tough division. I'm going to probably do the Chargers next, so make sure you check that out. Subscribe if you have not. Hit the bell for notification. Once again, comment. How many wins do you think the Broncos will get? Do you think they'll be 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or even 4th in the division? Probably not 4th. Check these videos out if you have not. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Share this with anyone who loves football so we can grow the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.